Hello and welcome to Vancouver Carpenter. Yes, I'm teaching you an actual carpentry secret. So this video is just going to be showing you guys how to find the studs quickly and efficiently when you're installing baseboard. I will be putting out a how to, cut and measure baseboard video one of these days, but sometimes less is more. It can be easier to remember the little details in one video about it instead of having to try to remember about 10 or 20 things in a video that covers a whole range of topics, even though it's just one topic. Okay, enough talking, let's get to this thing I filmed. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna fit this corner into here, we're gonna fit this corner into here. And so you sort of bend it into place. And I'm also making sure that I'm pushing down. So knowing a little bit about construction and how walls are framed, there's going to be a bottom plate. So there's a 2x4, maybe it's about ½ an inch up from here that's gonna run all the way along. So if I just want to tack this into place, I can now just set it. And now it's not going to move away from the wall on me. So doors are always going to have some wood framing, usually 2 members right here. So we're guaranteed to have something here and here. I'm angling the gun a little bit to ensure that it hits it. Okay, so about every 16 inches, I'm just going to nail along the floor, pushing down to ensure there's not a gap. I'm gonna go right into the corner here. And now these corner ones, the bottom corners are the hardest for people. You're always gonna see nails sticking out from people, and that's because they don't angle the gun properly. But that takes a bit of practice getting the feel. And same with this one. It's getting the angle of the gun properly. Instead, you're not like this, not like, so I'm sort of putting this part over here and pushing in. And that way, it's now going to be behind the next piece of baseboard, and it's also guaranteed going into the wood framing that's going to be in this corner. Okay, let's get this bottom stuck to the wall here. Okay, so here's how I like to attach it to the walls. The first thing I look for is I look for a plug. So I know this is the side it's on. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm eyeballing down because I know the stud's gonna be right in line with sort of this edge right here. So I'm eyeballing down, and now I know that it hit framing. Here's the next thing I do from here. So each one of these red marks on this tape measure is your 16-inch mark. 16 inches, 16 inches, 16 inches. So now here's what I do. I lay the tape measure out, I line it up right here, and you can usually assume that there's going to be studs all the way along in line with the one that the plug is on. So I'm now going to go here, lining it up with my tape measure, lining it up with my tape measure, and you can double check to see if you're actually hitting it. It doesn't appear that I was there. So I was maybe just a bit over. There, that one was in it, so that one's okay. But it seems to be a little bit over from where I have the tape measure. Yeah, it's holding good there, so we're good. That's how I find the studs. Now there's a second way, and I'll show you as we start installing more of these. So what I do is I also look for screw pops, because a screw pop is almost always going to be a guaranteed stud in the wall. Okay, next piece. Let's test my cuts. That's pretty good. I can live with that. I'm going to push this flat. And actually, in this case, I can actually see where some studs are. And there's a screw pop right here. So can you guys see that? That screw pop? And down here, I can also see a screw. So I know there's something right here. I'm gonna line up with the screw pop. I'm just eyeballing it, but I know it hit because it's not pulling out. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna lay my tape measure out on 16s. Where is it? Here we are, right here. So let's double check that, see if it's working. Yep, Yep. Yep. Don't forget to push down. Now, on your inside corners, you want to make sure that they're really nice and flush. Otherwise, that's going to show. And so we've got this doing this right here. And we might just have to let it do that because that's what the wall is doing. It's snaking over and it's going like that. So we could try to get this in a little bit by threading it. So what we're doing is we're angling both nails. So the nails end up going like this, and that gives it a bit of holding power until it gets caulked. So yep, that gap closed up a little, it's looking better. I'm gonna put one in the bottom plate. All right, same thing. Push it over a little. Look for that wood where the framing is. Remember, in the middle you want to push it down. There's another screw pop on this wall. Where is it? Here we are. I'm just gonna eyeball this. I hit it. So you could also measure over, right? I could go, what is that? 31.5. Now I'm gonna have to take away the baseboard, so 31. So I could also measure there, but you know, when you're doing things quickly, you just wanna do it by eye, get it done. Push that down, get it in. It's good. Yeah, that's good. And you can tell when it hits because it stays still. If when you nail it and then it comes back out like so, you know obviously you haven't hit anything. So example, right there, didn't hit anything. So I've got to move over a little. Nope. Sorry, Constantine. So there's nothing here. But there is something right here. There we go. I'm going to thread one more just to get that a little bit tighter. There. It's not moving. I'm happy with that. Well, that was that. And I hope you guys found it useful. Basically, I had an audio malfunction for the first half of the video. I actually meant to give you guys a whole how to install baseboard video, but as soon as I can, I'm gonna get you guys how to cut and measure baseboards. However, even that could be covered in multiple videos because is it detailed baseboard that you're gonna do actual miters on the inside corners? Is it flat stock that you can get away with butt joints? So really, sometimes less is more. And with that, I will stop talking. Thanks for watching. Nope, there's no goofy outro, except Patrick, you have been a very patient boy, and it is coming up. This is what the Vancouver carpenter really spends his time doing these days. Well, all right there, boys and girls, ladies and gents, and everyone not easily categorized. I better get going. It's time for me to get myself back through that messy tunnel. Because, you know, traffic sucks when you don't get through there early enough. So, at the risk of this ending getting any goofier, I will end it now.